Hey everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and today's gonna be just kind of a rambly, chatty video. I do have actual things written down, and this is gonna be just talking about things going on, and it's mostly just me. So I'm talking about weaning Stella, which is completely done. I am completely done breastfeeding, and also I am working on trying to get fit, trying to get my body back. I know it's never going to be like my pre-pregnancy body. There's permanent changes for sure, but I'm trying to firm up a little bit. I'm trying to lose some of the fluff, and I'll tell you all about how I'm going about that, and also all about the weaning, because it's a huge milestone. This is, I feel like, one of the biggest milestones that is completely life-changing for me personally, and it just flowed so easily. Just like with Olivia, Stella self-weaned. She weaned herself, and she was just one day, she was done. So it was a gradual process. I talked about it starting in my 11-month update with her, how she had a nursing strike, and then it was never really the same. At that point, she had picked up, and the most times she would nurse during the day after that point was 3. And usually it would be 2 and then sometimes 1. Well, over the course of the next month and a half, she started nursing just once, basically only first thing in the morning, and then that was it. So she just dropped down to that, and then I don't know exactly what day it was. I didn't keep track of it, but right after her 1-year birthday, she did not nurse in the morning. So she had 0 nursing sessions one day, and I thought, oh gosh, it's over. We made it to 1 year. It was like 1 year and like 2 days. It's like we made it to 1 year. I'm totally happy with that. But it's sad at the same time, which I'll talk about the emotional part of it too. But she ended up nursing the next day for a couple more days. And then she didn't nurse one day. And I was like, oh gosh, this is gonna be the end. Today's the end. And then the next morning, she nursed again for another couple of days. And so we ended up officially making it to 12 months and 3 weeks on the dot. 12 months and 3 weeks. And that was the last morning she nursed, and she has not nursed since. And now we are going into the 3rd week now. So it's done, it's final. I have not offered, she has not asked. So it's completely done. She does drink whole milk, and thankfully she doesn't have a milk issue like Olivia. Like Olivia, if she still drinks straight up milk, she has problems. So she can eat a little bit of dairy here and there. So I don't know if it's an actual protein allergy. I don't know if it's an intolerance or a sensitivity. I have no idea, but she can tolerate some milk products, milk-based products, even, 5.5 years later. It's not something she completely grew out of. And so we just don't do straight up milk with her. We do some dairy substitutes, but she has some yogurt here and there. She has some cheese here and there, ice cream here and there, but not a whole lot of dairy. We just don't have a whole lot of dairy in our diet. They eat a little bit of cheese, but that's about it. Like, she doesn't even eat mac and cheese. She'll have like cheese on pizza or string cheese here and there, but we're just not big cheese eaters because Johnny doesn't like cheese and Olivia doesn't like a whole lot of cheese either. So I'm the one that loves cheese. I'm hoping Stella will be on my side, but so far Stella does really, really well with the whole milk. I just get her like an organic whole milk that has DHA in it, and that's what she's been drinking. I think in her 12-month update, I did talk about her weight. So they do want her on the whole milk, and then just like eating whatever she wants to eat at this point. She can eat whatever, and they just worried really about the calcium, not quite so much about the fat and gaining weight part of it. She still gained weight. She just didn't gain a whole lot of weight this last time because she shot up 2 inches in 3 months, which is insane. She does look really tall and lean now, and that's very similar to Olivia's trajectory. She definitely thinned out and grew really tall. She was always tall to start with, but Stella is starting to get taller on the percentile. But anyway, she does great with the milk, so she's been on the milk now. And so I give her the whole milk. She doesn't drink a whole lot of milk, and I find that she likes it better when I half it with vanilla almond milk. So I actually half her milk. It's half whole milk, half unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and she likes it like that. And I'll go through like one of those Contigo water bottles a day. That's like the only like consistent water bottle. We tried a few sippy cups, and she didn't like them. I hated them because she would fling the straw and it would fling milk. Like one of the first times she had it, she flung milk all over my face. Like, I hate these things so much. So we just totally got rid of all the sippy cups, and we just used those Contigo water bottles, the same ones Livy likes to use. And she drinks fine with that. And she'll go through like one of those a day at the most. So it's like 12 ounces, so like 6 to 8 ounces of milk, and then a couple of ounces of almond milk mixed in. So that's basically The only thing different in her diet, she still eats really well. She's kind of like a bottomless pit most of the time. And once she cut out the last nursing session, I feel like her food intake has gone up. She went from just eating like 3 meals and barely a snack here and there because she would nurse, a few times a day, to snacking all the time. I feel like now she's in that toddler stage where she eats meals and snacks all day long. It's like every hour and a half, we're having some sort of snack. So it's definitely different, and it goes into something I want to talk about with the weight and stuff. So as far as the weaning process for me, since she did that thing where she didn't nurse for a day here and there, my supply kind of tanked. So I didn't get super duper engorged this time, where when Olivia would cut a session, every time I would just get rock hard and painful, and they would hurt and ache and feel so sensitive. And that happened the first few times, especially like after the nursing strike. It happened really, really bad. But when she dropped subsequent nursing sessions, when she was on 3 to 2 to 1 and then to none, each time got less and less painful. So I'm not saying that it wasn't painful, because it still was. It was still like they were super achy and tender and just painful. Like it's hard to sleep because I'm a side sleeper, and it's like even my arm pushing against it when I'm laying on my side was a little bit painful. So there were a few days after this last final nursing session, there were a few days where I was super uncomfortable. I took ibuprofen after the first day because they were so painful. But other than that, like just after those first couple of days, then it felt okay. Like right now they feel okay. They're not in pain or anything. And I'm actually wearing a regular bra, like my old regular bra. Can you believe it? I just can't believe it. I'm still shocked that we're here. So I'm wearing regular bras comfortably, although I got so used to the nursing tanks and the nursing bras, and they are so like lightweight and not fully supportive, and they don't have underwires. I'm not liking the underwire, so I think I'm gonna get some more comfortable bras that don't have the underwire, because I'm not liking it. It's much more uncomfortable. So that's definitely on my list, to look at bras at some point. So as far as the pain goes, the pain wasn't bad. It was the mental and emotional state. I feel like my mood just plummeted. It was like normal, steady, and then I just went really deep down, and I was weepy probably for about a good full week. I just wanted to cry at every single little thing, and still right now I'm still a little bit emotional and kind of moody, and I definitely don't feel like I've regulated or balanced back out. I still have a lot of moodiness and weepiness feelings, because it's just such a big thing for your body to go through, and I'm still producing milk. Like I can squeeze some milk out if I try. Oh, this is TMI. I mean, we're talking about breastfeeding, so it's gonna be TMI, but I get little crusties when the milk dries on and I feel like with Olivia, that happened for months and months after she ended up weaning. I still had milk production for months and months and months. So I know it takes a really long time for your body to completely adjust. I'm hoping that the mood part of it will level out here soon, because that part has been the hard part. The pain it's painful, but it's not like the worst kind of pain that I've ever had or anything. It's just really uncomfortable. And that part has gone away. Like I'm wearing regular bras, regular clothes now, and it's the moody part that's so hard. And especially like she's my last baby. I'm not gonna nurse a baby ever again. And that part's hard. Like thinking about, gosh, she's growing up so fast. It happens like this, where they're just so big, and she's in full-blown toddler mode. She's not walking yet, but she's like cruising and being able to push things around and get wherever she wants to go. And it's just really hard to lose that last baby thing. Like she's no longer a baby, and I'm getting choked up. I'm trying not to cry, but that part's hard. That part's really bittersweet. Of course, you want them to grow up, you want them to thrive, you want them to quit nursing at some point. It happened earlier than I wanted it to, but she went to a point where I'm so proud. I'm so proud of the job that I did. I'm so proud we stuck it through that 11-month hurdle, because I really thought we were done at that point, and I'm just glad she hung on to be 12 months so I could say I nursed her for the full year. I really ideally would have gone to 2 years if she wanted to, but it's so bittersweet because I feel so much freedom now. Like it changed a lot of things about how I feel about life, because I'm not kind of tethered to this baby. Although she only nursed once a day, there were always the chances she might nurse again, and I couldn't really wear a whole lot of things because I was still producing milk, so I couldn't be in a normal bra. It was not comfortable. And now that it's been a while, I can start wearing the normal clothes again and feel a little bit more put together and a little bit more normal. I know this one is super dumb, but now I'm not as scared of the pandemic, whereas before I'm like, I'm so scared that I'm gonna get sick and I'm gonna have to stop weaning her and need medicine or something. Now I know, like, I can take any kind of medicine I want to take because it's completely my body again, and I don't have to worry about what I put in it for her sake. You know, I'm still mindful of what I put in it for my own sake, but I don't have to worry so much about her because everything that you have can get into your breast milk. And I know there's lots of safe things, but not everything's safe, and even the safe things are not 100% proven to be 100% safe. So there's always some sort of slight risk with things when you're putting them in your body. So I had to be careful with everything. We all got colds really early on before all the pandemic stuff really happened, and I couldn't take anything. And it was a really, really miserable like 2 weeks of me feeling like absolute butt and not being able to take anything. So I'm so glad that now I'm like, sure, I can catch whatever, and I don't have that part of the worry. Like, oh, I'm just gonna have to suffer and struggle through it. Now I can load up on all the meds, taking like the hardcore put you to sleep cold medicines, and I can actually endure anything of that sort. So I'm just not as scared and on edge about all the pandemic stuff. We're still wearing masks and still being social distance and all that stuff, but I have less of the anxiety around it. I was getting really, really anxious about anything, even just being around other people. I'm starting to get weary of like anybody even near me, and it was just not good. So now I feel like I've relaxed from that quite a bit because now I can take medicine. It is still a big deal. Obviously, it's a huge, huge thing going on, but it's not as big of a deal as I was freaking out about. So I'm glad that that part went away, that I'm not so anxious, that it's not just in my mind all the time. Anyway, going with that, I'm really trying to see the positives. Obviously, it's great for her that she's eating food and she's still okay on just the whole milk, and she's getting everything that she needs, and she's growing so big, and that's just such a blessing, and I'm so thankful for that. And I'm also so thankful on my end, I can eat whatever I want. And you guys know she has some sort of allergy with pinto beans. It's just the weirdest thing, but she reacted every single time I tried pinto beans, so I stopped eating pinto beans, and I have wanted pinto beans this whole year. I just wanted pinto beans so bad, and even black beans. She seems to do okay with black beans. I let her have a few here and there, but I wasn't eating them because I was worried. Like, I cut beans out completely just because of her pinto bean thing. I didn't want her to have any sort of problems with beans. So I could eat beans again, and just because I couldn't eat them, I wanted them so much more. So I have been making pintos and cheese, which is just refried beans with Taco Bell mild sauce and cheese, and I topped them, the last couple of times I topped them with sour cream, pickled jalapeno slices, and avocado, and it was so good. That's what I had for lunch today, and it was just incredible. It was amazing. I absolutely love that, and I'm gonna just eat pinto beans until I'm sick of them because I haven't had them in so long, I feel like. And going along with that, our stores have been completely out of Taco Bell sauce. Like, there's one Taco Bell thing in the store, and it's like Taco Bell flavored sunflower seeds. Like, I don't know, they're taco seasoning or something, and they are completely out of Taco Bell sauce. And I've checked a few of the stores around here because I can see on the apps and stuff, and nobody has any Taco Bell sauce. It's just some sort of weird food supply chain issue thing. I don't know, but it's completely gone anywhere. And so I found a copycat recipe, I made it myself, and it was even better than the bottled stuff. I couldn't believe how good it was. I will leave a link to that recipe down below. It is so worth the try. I already had a little jar of tomato paste, so I just needed the cayenne pepper and I could make it, and I made like jars of it. I think I filled like 3 or 4 pint jars of it, and it's so good. I just leave it in the fridge, and I've been using it a bunch. I will definitely link to that one because it's so good. Yeah, definite positives for me. And one of the things I've been holding off on doing is trying to like get my body back and get a little bit more fed, more toned, because I've turned completely into a marshmallow. I'm totally flabby and fluffy. And for that first, especially that first year after having each baby, I don't really care. Like, I'm in a baby survival mode. I'm taking care of my kids and just kind of surviving. And I wasn't going to throw that into the mix. But a few weeks back, about 1 week before she ended up officially stopping nursing, I started using MyFitnessPal again. And this is one of my first videos on this channel. I talked about my weight loss. I lost like almost 40 pounds or around 40 pounds before getting pregnant with Olivia because I wanted to be healthy and fit before having a baby. And so I really tried to exercise, eat right, and used MyFitnessPal to track everything. And I lost 40 pounds that way. And it was something I know that I can do, I can stick to, I can eat whatever I want, whenever I want. It's just within limits, you know? You don't gorge yourself on food and eat like 5,000 calories a day. You can't maintain that. At least I can't maintain that. I'm not a bodybuilder. So I went back to MyFitnessPal a week before she officially weaned, and I've been using it ever since. So I'm going into week 4 now. So it's been 3 official weeks, and I do my weigh-ins on Fridays. I try to not get on the scale and not make it about the number so much, although I do look at the number once a week just to see where I am. And so far I've lost a little over 5 pounds. It keeps track of like the 10th of pounds. So we're moving into the 3rd week of her being weaned, and then the 4th week of me using the FitnessPal. It's called MyFitnessPal. It's just an app. It's a calorie tracker, exercise tracker, and it actually will sync with the Apple Watch, which is really fun. So I've been using that, and I'm moving into my 4th week. This Friday will be my 4th weigh-in, and so I almost made a complete month. I lost my train of thought because a car went by earlier, but I'm down a little over 5 pounds in 3 weeks, which is fantastic. I knew it has to do with also the milk going down, and also just the initial, when you change your diet at all, you're going to get some sort of initial bump. So I'm not expecting like a pound every week, but in the beginning, it's really, really motivating to see something happen. So I'm going into my 4th week into a full month, and I had started it right as I had started my period. So it's like day 1 of my period, I had started it, and now my period's coming back around soon. I have major PMS, and this has been the hardest day so far. And last night I started having a hard time with it. I just want to eat everything in sight. I want all the salty snacks. I want all the sweet snacks. So last night I had made creme brulee, and I ate some of that, and I was like, okay, well, I used all my calories per day, but I still want to eat an entire bag of chips. I went over a little bit to have the creme brulee over my calorie allotment, and then I'll probably do the same thing tonight, go over my calorie allotment just by a slight little bit. And so the whole thing with me is I'm not trying to restrict. I'm not trying to be obsessive about it. I'm just trying to be mindful. Like, I was in such a bad habit with the kids snacking all the time. I was snacking all the time. When the kids go down for bedtime, I would just eat. I just got into this really, really bad habit. I would eat a bunch of junk and not think about it, not think, oh, am I actually hungry, or am I doing this out of habit or boredom or all the other things associated with actual eating. Like, it's so much more than just, oh, I'm hungry. So I'm really trying to get back to the basics, like you eat when you're actually hungry, and you don't eat out of boredom. You don't eat because you're emotional. That's part of last night. I wasn't actually hungry. I was just really craving that, like, comfort from it, and also having the emotions of the PMS. I just wanted to kind of drown it out with food, and that's not healthy, and that's not how I want to continue on. So I'm really trying to be mindful of that, and I eat whatever I want. We've still had pizza, we've gone out for tacos, I still eat sweets here and there. I'm not craving sweets as badly now that I weaned her, but I just add it to my FitnessPal, and instead of, if I want chips, instead of eating the entire bag, I divvy out a portion or 2. Sometimes it's more than just 1 serving size, because 1 serving size of chips is like 4 chips. So it's really just seeing what a serving size is for things, and that part's been really, really eye-opening again, because like I said, I've been doing mindless eating now for over a year. Even through her pregnancy, I was so sick, I didn't eat a whole lot, and then I just ate whatever I wanted because I was so sick. I didn't care. So it's a new thing for me to go back into looking at portion sizes, doing portion control, not snacking all the time, and not snacking with the kids. Like, every time they get a snack, that doesn't mean I need a snack. So I'll just sit there, sip on my tea, or get a sparkling water or something if I want to like participate in it. A lot of times I can just sit there and have a good time with them and not snack, not just stuff my face full of stuff. So I've been really mindful, and that part feels really good. I'm trying to do other things besides just shove my face full of food, especially in the evening. I've been really productive. I've been making more videos. I've been crocheting. I've been having a burst of energy because I'm not so like weighed down from all the junk food. And also another big portion of this is the exercising portion. So far, we're just taking really nice walks. I'll take a really long walk with the kids, or when Johnny can join us, he'll join us, and I get my exercise minutes on here. So there's 3 rings on the Apple Watch. There's an activity thing. Let's see if I can show you guys. Oh, it's gonna go away. There you go. So it's like 3 activity rings. One tracks active calories, one tracks your exercise, and then one tracks your standing up. So I really try to close that most days. I usually close 2 of them, and then I never close the exercise ring unless I'm dedicated, unless I'm actually trying to close it. I never close that one. Just doing things around the house or cleaning or playing and chasing the kids, it does not count much for exercise for me. My heart rate has to be really, really high up for it to actually register on here as exercise. So I actually have to be walking and pushing it. So now I'm making a dedicated effort to try to get a walk in most days. We don't hit it all the time because things go wrong. The kids are just not in the mood, or I don't want to have to pack them all up to get the jogging stroller and go. But for the most part, I'm really trying to get my exercise ring closed most days, and it feels really nice to like see it close. And that's a big motivation for me. It's like, see the 3 rings, it'll like light up if all 3 rings are closed. And I don't know, I really enjoy that part of it. And I find that when I'm taking walks or I'm getting the exercise in earlier in the day, it just totally changes my whole mood. So I'm starting to see how people like working out and how people like exercising. I don't think I've ever felt that like energized by it before, even before when I lost weight before, when I was really active in years past. I don't think I ever had that like boost from it. And it might be just because I'm kind of in a weepy place and my mood has been kind of bad this whole, like since everything shut down. Everything's like back open now, but it's still weird. And I have this just negative spin on everything, and I'm weepy, and I definitely feel like the little bit of postpartum, it definitely helps boost my mood. And I think that part of it is really motivating for me to be like, okay, let's go take the walk. I'll close my ring, which is really motivating. It gives me more calories, which is really motivating. And it also boosts my mood and my energy level, which is really motivating, because I'm not gonna lie, these months have been really tough. I've been sitting on the couch and snacking a lot and not being active, like not even keeping up with chores around the house, like barely cleaning the house, and doing a lot of sitting, a lot of zoning out, not necessarily like moping and thinking negative thoughts or anything, but just a lot of not doing much of anything. And so it's been a complete game changer. I'm trying to get on a healthier eating, get on healthier exercise, and taking care of myself. And I've noticed, just because we're doing a lot of hills, we live in hill country still, so we're like up and down all the way through the neighborhood. I definitely notice my butt and my legs feel much more toned. So I think that part's gonna balance out as I'm gonna gain a little bit of muscle, lose some of the flab. I really can notice in my stomach. It's not quite as flabby, even though it's still pretty flabby, and I'm more okay with that part of it. I don't want a 6-pack. I don't ever want to be like a bodybuilder or anything. I just want to feel good in my body and not feel like I'm a marshmallow. So that's what I'm working towards. And like I said, I'm not hardcore restricting. My calorie count is still a really reasonable calorie count for somebody my size. I'm not trying to yo-yo diet or doing anything like that. I'm still eating whatever I want. I'm just keeping track of it. I'm just making sure I'm eating when I'm hungry and not eating because I'm bored. I'm not eating because I had a bad day or a stressful day. I'm eating because I actually want to take care of my body and fuel my body. So it's getting into a completely different mindset, making exercise more of a priority, and really just taking care of myself. I have been taking care of the kids, and my own needs have gone completely on the back burner. I'm gonna get emotional. But with her weaning, it like gave me the permission to start taking care of myself again. And like one of the things was, we hired a babysitter and we had our first date night this last weekend, and it was incredible. Just things like that. Like, I've been her sole everything, and it's time to do more than that. It's time to take care of me, and having the date was so good, so good. But that's part of it, is like fighting myself again a little bit, because I've been just a milk machine, and now I'm not. And so it feels great. It's a new thing. It gives me a little bit of a pep in my step, although I know that my mood is still like all over the place. I get weepy at the dumbest things, but for the most part, I'm getting better and better about that. But I just am so thankful that we made it to 1 year. I'm so proud of myself. That was one of the hardest things I think I've done, is feed both of my babies with my body, because it is demanding on your body. Even when it's easy, even when it's smooth, it's still a lot of work. Like feeding a baby anyway is a lot of work. Babies in general are just a lot of work, but to have that added thing that my body's not completely my own was really hard. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty selfish person. Like, I just am. So that was not something that came super natural to me as far as like the mindset of it. Like, I'm sharing my body, and that part of it felt kind of weird, but I'm so glad that I did it. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I'm so glad that we made it as far as we did. I'm really trying not to be all weepy and like voice cracky, but it's just happening. So we're gonna roll with it, and Libby has to start her next class now, so I better wrap this up. But that's it. I just wanted to give you guys the update on what's been going on with me. I haven't done vlogging or anything. I kind of talked about that a little bit. I'm really trying to get back into making videos and sharing more with you guys, because it's just been, this whole year's been crazy and tough. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll be back for more videos soon. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye. The top limits of my capabilities, and I'm so like, let's see, I have 0 endurance, 0 stamina right now. Try it again. Stop it. I did jump. That wasn't nice. That wasn't nice. You're such a punk. I jumped. I was trying to burp too, so I wasn't actually filming. I mean, I'm filming, but I wasn't actually like planning on saying something. I was like trying not to burp. You scared the crap out of me. What do you need? To get out. You turd. Oh, okay. Take that one with you if she wants to go. No. No, there's not. Okay, I turned the camera back on. Johnny's going to take a walk, and he just walked past the window and made weird faces. I knew he was gonna do that too. I just waited for it. I heard the door close. He's gonna go get the mail.